Where does the journey to mental maturity begin? Why do some grow through adversity while others sink into lies and avoidance? The Road Less Traveled series, a global bestseller translated into over 40 languages, guides us with warmth and insight into the profound realms of discipline, love, and spirituality. Scott Peck, a psychiatrist and spiritual explorer, reveals through a lifetime of experience that the path to freedom and happiness is always the road less traveled. Join us as we follow his guidance to uncover the secrets of mental maturity and find our own light in life's fog. Background and core philosophy: Peck's bridge between psychology and spirituality. Scott Peck, born in 1936 in New York, graduated from Harvard and Case Western Reserve, transitioning from military doctor to psychotherapist and spiritual seeker. The Road Less Traveled series stems from his deep observations of human suffering from anxiety and depression to marital and parental conflicts. Peck discovered that the root of these issues often lies not in external circumstances but in inner immaturity. In the first volume, he writes, "Life is difficult and avoiding pain only deepens our suffering." This sets the series' core idea. Mental maturity is the process of facing pain, taking responsibility, and seeking truth. Peck's theories are influenced by Christian spirituality but transcend religion, blending psychology, philosophy, and spirituality into a unique framework for growth. His core pillars are discipline, love, growth, and grace. Discipline is the foundation, requiring delayed gratification and acceptance of pain. Love is the heart, moving beyond romance to selfless giving. Growth is the journey, confronting lies and fears. Grace is the ultimate goal, connecting the individual to universal harmony. These pillars weave through the 4 volumes, progressing from psychological analysis to spiritual elevation. The 1970s American context shaped Peck's work. Material prosperity masked spiritual emptiness, while Vietnam War trauma and family breakdowns fueled a yearning for inner peace. Peck's books emerged as a beacon, becoming a spiritual guide for a generation. In an interview, he said, "I wrote this book to help people find inner order." This mission makes The Road Less Traveled not just a psychological work but a philosophical dialogue about life. Peck's Christian background adds a spiritual dimension, yet he explores universal values with an open mind. He draws on Carl Jung's collective unconscious to highlight the universality of spiritual growth and Alfred Adler's individual psychology to emphasize personal responsibility. This interdisciplinary blend gives the series both scientific rigor and philosophical depth, captivating readers worldwide. Peck's writing is simple yet warm, using patient stories and real-life examples to make complex psychological concepts accessible. This warmth helps readers feel both the depth of his theories and the possibility of applying them. Peck's creative process is itself a story. While writing the first volume, he drew on years of clinical experience, distilling insights from hundreds of patient cases to identify patterns of mental maturity. In his memoir, he shared how morning meditation sparked inspiration, infusing his words with spiritual clarity. The subsequent 3 volumes built on reader feedback and personal reflection, expanding from individual psychology to social relationships and spiritual quests. The journey to mental maturity, discipline as the cornerstone. Road Less Traveled 1. A new psychology of love, traditional values and spiritual growth centers on discipline, outlining 4 principles: delayed gratification, responsibility, truth, and balance. Peck writes, "Discipline is not a restriction but a tool to free us from chaos." This echoes Sigmund Freud's self-analysis, where Freud confronted childhood traumas through journals and dreams, learning to face pain rather than flee it. His journey inspired Peck. Only by confronting inner unease can we truly grow. Delayed gratification is discipline's starting point. Peck shares the story of Elena Castro, a patient who binged on sweets to cope with work stress. He guided her to delay gratification, logging emotions and choosing healthier responses like walking or journaling. 3 months later, Elena not only lost weight but found inner calm. This mirrors behavioral psychology's stimulus control, breaking harmful cycles by changing habits. Delayed gratification teaches us to endure pain rather than chase fleeting pleasures. Steve Jobs, Apple's founder, exemplified this by foregoing short-term profits to focus on innovation, building a transformative brand. Taking responsibility is discipline's second step. Peck notes that many blame others to avoid self-change. Ernest Hemingway's struggles with alcoholism and family conflicts ended in tragedy because he refused to own his role. Peck's patient, James Hall, a businessman, blamed his wife for their marital strife but, through therapy, learned to take responsibility, communicate, and save their marriage. This aligns with Adler's view: happiness comes from active choice, not external conditions. Google's psychological safety culture, encouraging employees to own mistakes, fosters innovation and reflects this principle. Respecting truth and maintaining balance require facing reality and finding life's rhythm. Peck shares the story of a young mother who feared failure and avoided her dreams. By journaling daily goals and reflections, she built confidence and became a community volunteer. This mirrors Carl Rogers' person-centered therapy, emphasizing self-acceptance and reality. Peck's discipline inspires corporate practices, like Amazon's customer obsession, which balances long-term goals with fact-based decisions. Discipline demands sustained effort and self-awareness. Peck suggests spending 10 minutes daily reflecting on choices to align with maturity principles. This resembles Japanese entrepreneur Kazuo Inamori's Kyocera philosophy, using daily reflection to boost personal and organizational growth. Peck's patient, Carlos Santos, a student with procrastination issues, overcame academic struggles by planning and self-dialogue, earning a doctorate. Discipline not only transforms individual lives but fuels societal progress. Facing lies and truth, the courage to choose. The Road Less Traveled 2, The Road Less Traveled and Beyond focuses on the roots of lies and the courage to be honest. Peck writes, "Lies keep us from truth and freedom." This echoes Martin Luther King Jr.'s nonviolent resistance, confronting racial injustice with truth, as in his "I Have a Dream" speech, inspiring equality. Peck drew from King's courage, emphasizing honesty as both moral and psychological liberation. Lies take many forms: self-deception, hiding mistakes, or masking emotions. Peck shares the story of Sophia Martinez, who hid her true thoughts at work, fearing rejection, which eroded team trust. Through therapy, she learned to speak openly, earning respect despite conflicts. This resembles exposure therapy, breaking the cycle of lies by facing fears. Peck notes that lies are not just personal but cultural, like 20th-century American tobacco ads concealing health risks. Confronting lies requires courage and strategy. Peck advocates self-disclosure and open communication. Thomas Edison's thousands of failed light bulb experiments led to success because he admitted mistakes. Open communication, as in Carl Rogers' empathic listening, helps patients drop defenses. Peck's patient, Edward Brandt, a manager, regained team trust by admitting errors after initially covering them up. Lies often stem from fear of failure, rejection, or loneliness. Peck links this to childhood, where high parental expectations may teach kids to hide emotions. This aligns with Jung's shadow theory, where unaccepted parts of the self breed lies. Peck's therapy urges facing fears, like King's declaration in Birmingham jail: "An unjust law is no law at all." His courage, rooted in truth, inspires us to embrace honesty. Peck also explores lies' societal impact, like political false promises or biased media. Citing journalist Walter Lippmann, he notes how information asymmetry amplifies lies. Peck suggests education and critical thinking, as seen in Greta Thunberg's blunt climate truth, awakening global awareness. Personal and societal honesty are intertwined. Facing inner lies fosters a transparent society. The truth of love and relationships, selflessness and community. The Road Less Traveled 3, further along the road less traveled, defines love as the core force, beyond romance, rooted in selfless giving and community connection. Peck writes, "True love is effort for another's growth." This mirrors Mother Teresa's work in Calcutta, serving the poor without expecting reward, affirming their dignity. Her actions inspired Peck. Love is not possession but fostering others' freedom. Peck distinguishes romantic love, often fleeting due to dependency, from mature love. British poet Lord Byron's passionate but self-centered romances ended quickly. Peck's patient, Maria Gonzalez, fixated on romance, neglected her partner's needs, leading to divorce. Through therapy, she focused on her partner's growth, rebuilding their bond. This mature love echoes Confucian Ren, emphasizing care and respect. Community extends love beyond individuals to collective harmony. Nelson Mandela's advocacy for reconciliation in prison fostered a unified South Africa. His example supports Peck's view: love transcends self, embracing the collective. Peck's patient, Sebastian Rodriguez, a community leader, regained trust by listening and collaborating, advancing community projects. Love requires discipline. Peck suggests daily communication and shared goals for couples, like John Gottman's 7 Principles, emphasizing positive interactions. One couple, through weekly emotional check-ins, moved from conflict to closeness. Peck quotes Indian poet Rabindranath Tagore, "Love is light without shadow." This reveals love's purity, shining only when selfishness is shed. Love applies to parenting and work. Maria Montessori's child-centered education fostered autonomy, reflecting love's respect. Peck's patient, Ana Fernandez, a controlling mother, rebuilt trust with her child through listening. In workplaces, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella's empathetic leadership transformed culture, driving innovation. Spirituality and grace, the journey to the universe. The Road Less Traveled 4. In Search of the Road Less Traveled explores spirituality and grace, aiming for harmony with the universe. Peck writes, "Grace is the universe's gift, received by opening our hearts." This echoes Indian philosopher Jiddu Krishnamurti's teachings on transcending self through awareness for inner peace. Spiritual growth starts with accepting impermanence. Peck shares the story of Isabel Fernandez, who, after losing a loved one, found peace through meditation and embracing life's transience. This aligns with Zen's present moment focus. Peck draws on Jung's synchronicity, seeing grace in coincidences, like Alexander Fleming's accidental discovery of penicillin. Grace requires openness and humility. Isaac Newton reflected, "I stand on the shoulders of giants, embracing the universe's mysteries." Peck's patient, William Parker, a stubborn professor, achieved research breakthroughs by listening humbly. Malala Yousafzai's humble fight for girls' education inspires globally. Spirituality ties to social responsibility. Peck sees individual awakening serving collective good, like Mother Teresa's care for the poor. His community vision aligns with Taoist harmony with nature. Peck quotes Walt Whitman, "I contain multitudes for I belong to all." This reflects grace transcending self to merge with the world. Peck suggests spiritual practices like meditation, prayer, or community service. His patient, Caterina Lopez, eased anxiety through daily meditation. This mirrors mindfulness therapy, validated by modern psychology. Peck encourages volunteering, like Greenpeace activists raising global environmental awareness. From individual to society, the universal value of Peck's wisdom. Peck's theories apply beyond personal growth to societal change. Mental maturity underpins social progress, as seen in Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat, sparking the civil rights movement. Peck's patient, Juan Carvalho, a teacher, fostered critical thinking in students, driving community education reform. Peck's community vision influences modern management, like Google's psychological safety culture, promoting trust and innovation. Social issues like poverty stem from collective lies and avoidance, as economist Amartya Sen notes, advocating education to break poverty cycles. Peck's wisdom crosses cultures, aligning with China's harmonious society and Japan's Bushido code of discipline and respect. His patient, Miho Tanaka, a Japanese immigrant, balanced personal and family duties using Peck's principles. Peck's spiritual insights address modern disconnection, like Steve Jobs finding Apple's vision after meditating in India. His work inspires therapies like mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, helping millions with depression and anxiety. Practice and reflection, integrating Peck's wisdom into life. Peck's theories are practical guides, not just philosophy. He suggests daily reflection, spending 10 minutes nightly reviewing actions for discipline and responsibility. This echoes Confucian daily self-examination. Peck's patient Diego Morales, an engineer, managed stress and boosted efficiency through reflection. In relationships, Peck's love and communication principles apply to family and work. He suggests weekly emotional dialogues for couples, like Harville Hendrix's Safe Conversations. Peck's patient, Carmen Alvarez, mended her relationship through such talks. New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern's transparent leadership during COVID reflects Peck's communal love. Spiritual practices like meditation or nature walks connect us to our inner selves. Canadian author Margaret Atwood's reflective writing produced profound novels, blending spirituality and creativity. Peck's patient, Lucia Mendez, an artist, overcame a creative block through meditation. Spirituality is about everyday awareness, not just religion. Peck stresses lifelong learning for maturity. Psychologist Martin Seligman's positive psychology supports Peck, focusing on strengths for happiness. Peck's patient, Thomas Rivera, a doctor, used mindfulness in therapy to help patients with anxiety. Conclusion: the road less traveled leads to freedom's light. The Road Less Traveled series is more than psychology, it's a journey of growth, love, and spirituality. Peck's warm, profound words guide us to face pain, embrace truth, and connect through love, finding inner grace. He writes, "This road is hard, but it's the only path to freedom." No matter our struggles, this series reminds us, mental maturity begins with a single brave step. In life's chaos, will we choose the road less traveled? Peck's wisdom shows discipline builds resilience, love fosters connection, and spirituality transcends self. By facing ourselves and choosing courage, we find our light in life's fog. May we all find peace and freedom on this road, bravely stepping toward mental maturity.